Okay. All right, we'll call the County Board meeting to order. Um, You want a roll call, please?
Trustee, Trustee Singleton. I mean, not Singleton. No, Nesbit, sorry. Trustee Hatchert and Trustee Jackson,
Present.
Trustee Little,
Present.
and Trustee Robinson present.
Okay. Do we have finance updates?
No, yeah, the only item on the agenda are the ones to the right of that list.
All right.
So starting with the call to order and then.
Okay. All right. All right, well, the next item then is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
I make that motion.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Yeah. Discussion on FTA letter. Oh, sorry, you're right. Roll call.
Trustee Little,
Yes.
Trustee Robinson, yes. Trustee Nesbit, Trustee Hatchett, Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Okay. The next item would be discussion of the FTA letter. Want to make sure everybody's had a chance to read through and understand. As I've gone through it and been gathering some documents and preparing for putting a draft answer together, I wanted to be sure that all of the board members are completely aware of what we're trying to address and how we're going to do it. And as a matter of fact, initially I was going to try to see if we could rush this, but then realized that that would be to our disadvantage. I think we should take our time and do this right. It's, some of what's requested here, I would have anticipated would have been done some time ago, but since it isn't, we'll move through it. It's going to require us to do a series of resolutions that will need to be acted on at our next meeting. Designation of signature authority, for example, an updated board-approved authorizing resolution, an opinion of council letter, a copy of policies and procedures reflecting segregation of duties and internal controls. And we have policies and procedures already. We just need to go through them and make sure that if there's any updating that needs to be done. And one thing about, as I've looked at this, it's going to present an opportunity for us also to think beyond just this interim period. And I think that's part of what they're asking for is what's our projection going out into the year with VIA, which goes beyond this next 7 weeks. An updated financial plan demonstrating adequate revenues to maintain and operate transit service in accordance with written contracts and agreements. That will require a little work on our part to go through and plan that. I think also, which is another thing that I realize that I need to get with MDOT and make sure where they are with us on this, as well as FTA in terms of projecting this plan forward. Because one of the other things I think we all want to be aware of is that sometime, I'm thinking ideally this year, we want to try to put the Takata millage on the ballot to see if we can get that approved.
There's an update coming for the millage?
Yes. The current millage actually expires next year in 2027. But in order to put ourselves in the best position, I think we ought to try and have a millage question on this coming November when the regular election occurs. For one thing, that saves us not having to pay a lot of money for an election ourselves because there are other elections going on and ours is going with it. Secondarily, it gives us an opportunity if, for any reason, it did not go through, that we would still have an opportunity to try again in the coming year before it actually expires. And I think that's crucial to longer-term operations in whatever scenario winds up. So I think basically that kind of sets our work plan for getting ready for this over the next few weeks or so. My impression is from reviewing some of the information I've gotten that we'll be okay in terms of operations through this period. And we can just go ahead and move through it and do it right. Any thoughts?
I have some questions, and maybe this might be a little bit off topic with what you're discussing, but I wanted to know the contracts that we have with individuals or other outside agencies and what that looks like for us as Takata, because a lot of stuff is coming up that I'm not aware of us ever having approved or went into a contract with. So I just want to know, be clear, any individuals that we're contracting, any agencies that we're contracting with, and this is preliminary now because I know he is coming in, and that's going to give a lot of that information. But I just wanted to know.
And I think that's something we could gather some information over the next week or so. Tressa, you may be able to help us with that. Okay. Because I'm unaware that we, have other contracts currently other than the VIA one.
I just,
Well, I take that back. I'm sure we've got to have some form of contract with the providers for fuel.
right,
Yeah,
we have an attorney, that we have a contract with an attorney.
we have an attorney.
We have an attorney, they are paid, I think, by the quarter of an hour, so it's not the same kind of contract
So it's
that we
it's
have.
by work done.
Yeah,
We have a contract with Oliver as well. I mean, those are some of the things that I need to question is who all we have those contracts with is working for God.
yep, give me just a second.
Could you, over the next week, maybe just put together a set of those so that we can share them with the board?
See if it'll- Is the presenter view on, Cora? Is the presenter view on? There we go. Don't need it separated like that. There we go. So this is our list of current contracts as we put it together so far. I started working on this because VIA was coming in and had the exact same questions. What contracts do we have? What contracts are we going to keep? What contracts are VIA going to keep? So IEC is our phone and internet. TCA also does tech, but they're our IT department, if you will.
Is there any cost, excuse me, is there any cost information that goes with any of those?
There isn't a cost information on this specific document, but, I mean, I can absolutely make the contracts available for you. I can just send you guys the folder that they're living in. But yeah, so TCA, that's our IT. Regarding VIA, I believe VIA was gonna take the IEC contract, and we're maintaining TCA because they also do our Microsoft Word, which is our file archive online. Hungerford is accounting. We also have an annual auditor. His name is Derek, but I'm not sure if that's his title there. I still have to.
Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's with State Treasury.
Do we contract for an accounting firm that does payroll? Or is it
No, we do payroll in-house, but we do have an accounting firm, and that's Hungerford, and that was the procurement that happened in October of last year is when that procurement took place.
So that's our contract, right? That's not VIA's.
Correct, that is our contract. Yeah, they've never done payroll, they're not gonna do payroll unless we really want them to. Most of what they do is prepare for the audits, help us with anything that FTA is requesting. There's some monthly things. They do the board financials, for example, they prepare all of that.
So they will continue to do this through the interim period?
We are going to continue to need accounting.
What does the contract with VIA, does VIA take on any of this information?
Accounting, no. No, what VIA.
Why wouldn't they, because they're gonna be in control of everything, why wouldn't they be doing the accounting?
They're going to do the accounting for their own operations, and then we get that.
Is that what's in the contract? That's that's spelled out in the contract?
Yeah, let's go, I'm sure we haven't had time to really go through that contract. Let's do that, and then sit down and have a meeting with them and make sure we all understand who's gonna do what.
seems like if they're
Yeah.
going to do it higher, they would be doing their own payroll as well.
Well, they are doing their own payroll, but
And accounting for that would be separate, just for payroll.
Correct. For us, what it would be is, we still have to do our own annual audit, so someone needs to prepare those documents. If we are asked for a budget, again by FTA or MDOT, somebody has to prepare that, and that is separate from what VIA is doing. VIA would be a line item on that budget. Does that answer the question?
Well, that makes sense because that's our biggest contract.
Exactly.
So that would have to be included in the budget. I just want to know where we at in terms of the things that we deal with that we have to consider as a board, because I'm sitting here as a board member and I don't know those things.
And
I need to know.
And I think that's part of the discussion that we want to have, yeah. Mhm. And that's why I was saying, taking a little bit more time is going to be to our advantage to do that.
And I'm here to answer any questions you guys have. So don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here.
Not at all.
There's some more contracts down.
Oh, yeah, well, we also have Community Solutions by Design. I think we're still maybe in contract with them. I have to get a hold of the actual contract, but we don't have any A&E money right now. They are the firm that comes up, that takes a look at the building and says, yes, here are the repairs that need to be done. Here's roughly how much that'll cost, or if we want to redo the parking lot or put in a fence, they put together that mock-up for us to send out for procurements. So that would be maintained by us, but again, I think it's a pay-as-you-go at this point. Crystal Flash, they do both the maintenance and inspections of the gas fuel system and the propane system. What we've discussed with VIA, but nothing's totally set in stone yet, is that we would maintain the contract just in case the VIA contract, we don't renew it, for example, right? It doesn't make sense for us to give them this contract, then figure out how to give it back. So instead, they're going to pay for the use of that item, right? So we're not incurring the cost, but it will still be ours in name.
Let me get clarification. You say "we." When you speak "we," who are you talking about?
Takata. Takata is the entity, the agency.
See, those are some of the kinds of things that we want to have information on and consider before any decision is made. That's one of our concerns.
UniFirst, we are stuck with. If we make any changes to the contract, it continues for 3 years.
Universe, is that like first aid or,
Yes, they do our first aid kit inspections, which is great. They also deliver the floor mats, so that goes into the safety bucket. But that's not a contract we can really transfer over to VIA because it doesn't seem to be set up that way. The fire extinguishers are done by Summit. Summit, I think all they do is the inspections of our fire extinguishers, our fire alarm system, and that's part of our maintenance plan. This one I don't know if VIA's gonna take or we're gonna keep.
can I just
We're going
suggest
to
something?
participate in those discussions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can get us copies of all of this information,
Yeah,
the contract cost.
yeah.
Okay, so we know what we need to be looking at. And can we have that before the next meeting?
Yeah. Next meeting is like, yeah, totally. Alright. Just real quick, other items on here, Verizon Connect Reveal trackers. We're probably not gonna keep this one at all.
Well, we probably don't need to go over it right now. I just think provide us the information, because that's going to take quite a bit of time. So we have the documentation and we can review it. Okay, and we can have those discussions when we needed to do it.
I loved her. She's 11 months now, can you believe it? Alright.
Okay, well, that should pretty much cover that. We need to have a closed session to discuss a personnel matter, I believe.
Public comments is first, that way folks can leave. So if there are any public comments, now is the time. No? Okay, then, yeah. Gonna
Okay.
open a closed session.
All right. Move to go into closed session. Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we go into closed session?
I just got a question. I know there was a question regarding when we go into closed session, that we make sure that we cite something. Do you recall what that is?
Yeah, so.
Thank you.
In order to go to closed session. we have to
Personnel
state the
matter.
Reason why, and it has to be a subset, starting out here.
That has to be included in the motion. Correct?
Then I'll,
Okay.
do we need to restate the motion? Okay. We're going into closed session with an attorney regarding legal matter, settlement strategy.
Sorry for
Support.
all that, yeah.
Okay, do we get a vote? Roll call?
Trustee Little.
Yes?
Trustee Robinson, yes. Trustee,
Patrick, yes?
no, wait a minute. I keep forgetting his last name for some of it. Nesbit. Trustee Hatchett.
Yes.
And Trustee Jackson.
Yes.